Hi, Ravi. It's very nice to have you for the outcome series that we're doing at Enzia. Just to give our viewers a quick intro of what is outcome series. Outcomes fundamentally is our way of measuring the fundamental impact on the consumer of a company's product and service. And we at Enzia believe that outcomes are the starting point to building a long-lasting business. They will help companies improve their business performance over time. And for that series today, we have iMumz, which is one of the earlier investments we made and a company we have enjoyed having the outcomes conversations with. iMumz is building a comprehensive platform for pregnant women and mothers to help them focus on their health holistically. And just to give you a quick intro of Enzia before we start our conversation with Ravi. Enzia is an early stage investing fund which invests in companies in health tech, edtech, and climate tech. We are a startup fund and we've made about 5 investments till now from the fund. So Ravi, just to kick off the conversation, why don't you tell us about your larger vision with iMumz and what are you doing with iMumz currently?
Firstly, very happy to be part of this conversation, Karuna. Always enjoyed speaking about outcomes with you. Everyone, iMumz is a pregnancy and parenting wellness platform. We are trying to make pregnancy and parenting more joyful. The vision is for the first 2000 days of life, pregnancy and subsequent years of parenting has a huge impact on the mother and the baby. The baby's health, happiness, and intelligence has a lot to do with how the lifestyle is in this 2000 days. So iMumz started as a platform to guide every single day in these 2000 days and get better outcomes. So while we're talking about outcomes, iMumz is always about outcomes since day one. And so far, we're happy to have 6 lakh plus registered users. And we also won Atmanirbhar App Challenge launched by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And we are also very proud that, the platform's value proposition is so strong that we are the only health content app which is able to monetize at the scale. Looking forward for this conversation, Karna.
No, of course, iMumz retention numbers also have been beyond excellent. So kudos to you guys. But Ravi, this idea or this larger vision that you have to make healthier, happier babies, right? That's very lofty.
Yeah.
How do you break it into simpler, more measurable metrics?
That's a very valid point, Karna. It's a very bold statement that we are here to make the world a better place, healthier, happier, and smarter. So it all came from our understanding of the space first. So before even we started, we read a lot of research papers. We have such a solid co-founding team who have been working in this space for decades. One thing we understand is outcomes are actually possible in this space, and a lot of actionables are hidden in thousands of research papers. So before even we started, we know that outcomes are possible, and but that's not in a layman language. We started building our solution, and we worked on value proposition. And then we heard about outcomes from the users themselves. We went and asked them, how are you feeling by doing this? So iMumz app make them meditate, listen to music, do the baby bonding activities, make them do yoga, all wellness activities on a daily basis. So they felt that their perceived stress levels are lower. They're able to sleep better. The cesarean sections probability has gone down lower. And they say that, my baby is not as cranky and as crying as the neighbor's baby, right? So the outcomes qualitatively our users only told them. And after that, we went on, starting clinical validation. We take pride in being an early health company, under 1 year of inception, published our own research paper in a globally renowned journal, JSFOC journal. And the results are very shocking. We did this study in 512 women and 15 minutes of app usage for 20 weeks. 67% of perceived stress decrease we saw in women, and they could able to sleep 44% better. The quality sleep time has increased by 44%, the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. And most importantly, Karna, stress has a lot to do with baby's birth weight also. 33%, I mean, the more time baby's inside, the more the development is. And today there are so many premature deliveries because of stress, right? So iMumz app users, babies are 20% higher weight than the babies of same socioeconomic factors. This is very important because it's the time we are optimizing human outcomes in the womb, and that is better. Baby's birth weight is indication of nation's health. So we are very
So
proud
that's
to see. Yeah,
no, that's huge, right? Birth weight is not just an indicator of physical health; it's also an indicator of IQ and EQ in
absolutely.
babies. So,
Yeah,
so that's really significant. And I really like what you said around outcomes, right? While you start with a lofty vision,
yeah,
at the end of the day, that lofty vision has to translate into a product
yeah.
that is able to deliver on that vision.
True.
And outcomes is a combination of you trying to break that lofty vision into measurable steps and taking customers feedback
Yeah,
into what is it that they are liking, what is valuable for them. Bringing these two together is how you develop outcomes. Now I think that explains why you have such high retention rates. So no, tell me one thing. While while you were able to break it down into more tangible metrics, right? Your vision, like sleep quality, reduce stress levels, are outcomes static over time? Do they change? Is it a journey? How do you see outcomes evolving over time? Do they evolve as the company's product evolves, as the company evolves?
yeah. I definitely think so. There are three factors here. One, the company builds context as and when they grow. We are far mature than we were 1.5 years ago when we started, and you get insights from your customers. Customers want some outcomes themselves, right? And also the market develops. In our case, the research, cutting edge research, which is happening in this space, is developing. So a combination of these three things, we take new outcome goals which we want to measure or bring out. I'll tell you one thing, our users themselves told that the babies are hitting milestones faster and better, right? They're less crankier, they're able to roll up and down at days of 3 months, they're able to walk at days of 7 months, right? And they're learning faster than other babies. So these are the outcomes which users told us, and we are measuring them, and we're trying to launch a clinical study. And the second thing, some outcomes users want. For example, today, every pregnant woman, she wants an assurance. When she's going through something, she wants an immediate assurance. So we build out a forum where she can post any question, and it's totally free of cost. She can post any question, she get an expert support within 15 minutes from the thing. So they want an assurance outcome much faster. So a combination of these three, companies take new outcome goals periodically, and that's how the development of the company should be.
How do all these outcomes, thinking about these outcomes, measuring these outcomes, how does that help you with your core business? At the end of the day, you have to grow, you have to make money. How does outcomes at all help you with that? And if yes, how does outcomes help you with your business performance?
Yeah. So there is a famous dialogue in Three Idiots, don't success ke piche mat bhago, excellence ke piche bhago, success apne piche aayega. So I would say it might sound very cliched, but it's actually true. See, every day we battle. At the end of the day, you as an investor next month ask me, though you value outcomes so much, how's the business, Ravi, right? So,
Yeah.
but I see focusing centrally on outcomes has always helped us. I'll tell you a few things which work for us. So when we fundamentally focus on outcomes, we don't fear of launching some, major changes in the app. Rather than working on incremental changes, we work on some groundbreaking innovations, right? So team will not be constrained to think out of the box. That is one core thing. And that is why we were able to launch three, four major changes in the app, which actually resulted in tremendous retention rates in our app. This is one. And 60% of our business today is coming from organic installs, like users word of the mouth. And this I feel is totally possible because users are feeling the gratification of outcomes every day and sharing it with others. And today, in our users, the week 5 retention of our members is more than 94%, and week 13 retention is more than 80%. they'll not come back if they're not feeling those outcomes every day. We being an outcome central company, right? So I think in a nutshell, it's great for a long-term growth. At the same time, you have to juggle with your short-term targets, but definitely it will not constrain you think in the box, but it will help you think out of the box.
Can you give me an example to help our viewers of one of those out of the box ideas that you were able to implement because you had clarity on building for the customer?
Yeah. So initially when we launched, we have only static content, like every day's program, which has meditation, music, baby bonding exercises, and post-delivery baby developmental exercises, etc. We've realized that people need constant education every day to be able to perform them. For example, most of us have Headspace Calm in our phones. How many of us come back and use it, you meditate and keep it as a habit every day? So motivation gets lost. So apart from product innovations as well, we've launched a full new stack of live classes. So every day we launch live classes to help them think about their outcomes better and get action every single day, right? So we have launched like every woman, those in the app, the member gets 40 hours plus live content inside the app. So that feature itself increases their retention rates by 30%. If we were focusing on, a plain metric like how many people are DAU, MAU, and hard action retention, etc., we would have gone aggressive on push notifications, and try to do something. Rather than we did some core revamp of the app itself.
Got it. Yeah. And you did that because you thought live classes were essential to ensuring a fundamental change in the mother's mental and physical well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. So we felt that they need a lot of encouragement and a community support, right? So an expert coming and encouraging a community together, we saw a behavioral change, and that resulted in outcomes.
Got it. No, that's useful. And Ravi, the one question that every startup's going to have is when you really start thinking about outcomes, it is day zero, is it year one? When do you start thinking about it? And what are some of the challenges you faced when you were trying to bring in this outcomes mindset first, and then of course outcomes measurement?
Yeah. So one thing, definitely we're all in here to build something larger, some large business out of our vision. So striking a balance between both of them and seeing that both are going parallel is one theme which we have been facing. Initial days, the challenges were like, okay, these things can create out these outcomes, and how can that translate into a product is a huge challenge. We're still developing on the same way, we're iterating on the same way, but initial 6-7 months, this was the huge challenge. And we did 3-4 major iterations, major pivots, pivots in the sense how the product look and feel and value proposition. In terms of that, we did some major changes initially. After that, it's like how you will translate this experience into larger business outcomes.
Thank you. This was very useful. And I hope this conversation is useful for a lot of startup entrepreneurs who are on this journey. We at Enzia are super committed to focus on customer outcomes because we believe that is fundamental to be able to build high value, long lasting businesses. So thank you, Ravi, for your continued partnership on our outcomes journey.
Thank you, Karuna. Pleasure having this conversation. On that note, I want to mention that Enzia is walking the talk. What you just said right now is what I felt when I met you for the first time 1.5 years ago, where you're one of the VCs, very few VCs we found who are focused on that fundamental problem. You believe this can create larger business outcomes as well as better outcomes in the users as well. So thank you for your continued partnership, and looking forward to build a greater company.
Thank you, Ravi. See you soon.
Thank you.